happy Sunday. I'm here, no other than my room. I'm trying to stretch my leg right now. Happy Sunday. It's the first day of our cruise. And so in this video, what I really want to talk about is how can you apply to working on cruise ships, as this is a question that I've been getting a lot in my comments under my videos, which is really nice because it's really nice to communicate with my subscribers and people who are kind of interested in travel and working on cruise ships. So I'm going to be telling you how I applied, how you can apply, what to expect, what kind of documents you need, and how fast the process can get started for you. So I applied to my company 3 years ago. It happened super fast. Everyone has a different story about how they applied. But for me, it was no other than I was sitting in my room brainstorming like, oh my gosh, I haven't been working in 3 months. What if I worked in a cruise ship? What if this happened? What if this worked? So I literally just Googled like work on a cruise ship, and I came across a site called the 7seasgroup.eu, and I didn't know what company I was applying for, but I literally went on the site. I filled out all this paperwork. I did an online application, filling out my first and last name, like my address, mailing details, my ID number of my, driver's license. Then I clicked next, and it was like all these jobs I could apply for, and I didn't know, so I was kind of doing something in like entertainment or guest relations. So that's kind of where I went from there, just filling out all these questions and filling out references. So when you're ready to apply, make sure you have a list of references of people who you want to say good things about you. I had my friend tell me that she was contacted by some outsourcing business company, and they were from India, as you can hear from the accent. They were asking about my character and how she knows me, how long she's known me, asking many questions like to cross-check like me. So have your references ready. Next thing, of course, make sure you have a passport. If you don't have a passport, don't bother applying. I mean, if you're working in a cruise ship, you need a passport, or at least a seaman's book. I'm from US, so I don't really need a seaman's book. That hasn't been required of me, especially when I get off in US ports. I just showed my driver's license ID. Certificates, high school or university degrees, copies. Your library is going to become your best friend. I spent a lot of time in the library, mostly because I was prepared. So it was just scanning files, creating PDFs, scanning my ID, scanning my passport, scanning medical documentation. Make sure you have that with you. Like when you had like all these shots as a baby, all those documents you're going to need. Scan, put everything in a USB and save it. Spent a lot of time in the library scanning things and emailing them once the 7 Seas group contacted me, and then basically put me in touch with a recruiter. So yeah, I had all my documents, like all of my ducks in a line. Everything was together, and everything happened and progressed super fast. So no later than 3 weeks after applying, I was getting all these follow-ups with saying, okay, based on the application we got, you can start off doing youth counselor and entertainment, and once you're on the ship and you're in your contract, then you can always look into cross-training or doing something else. So that's kind of where I went. The last thing I did before I got on the ship is I did my physical back home, and I did that with a doctor. So make sure with your company that you end up working for that the place where you get your physical is a place that the ship authorizes where you can get a physical. Because I have literally watched a scenario a few months ago of, unfortunately, a crew getting sent away. Like, he came from India, he got a physical back home, but he did not get it from a place authorized by the ship. And he got turned away and could not join the ship. So don't find yourself in that kind of situation. It's no fun after flying all the way to the port. I started in ships working as a seasonal youth counselor. Did that for almost 3 years. Oh my gosh, that's 3 years too long. But I did seasonal, so it would be like 3 months here and then off a few months. And then finally that just did not work for me, so I did permanent. Unfortunately, that again did not work for me, and just altogether, The position as a whole was not the right fit for my personality because I am not the face of fun. I was an English teacher in Korea for 3 years. If you don't know that about me, I make a lot of videos about that, my life in Korea. And I just realized I was not the face of fun. I felt overqualified and confused. Like, why am I doing this? Like, I kind of felt like a babysitter after a while, and then I was striving for a bit more, and I just wasn't feeling so good about myself. So I did some cross training and one job on the ship, and that wasn't the best fit for me. So now I love my job. I book cruises for guests, which is super exciting. I consult them one-on-one. I have my own desk, I have my printer, I have my computer, I consult them, I do quotations, I do bookings, and we go, to every continent in the world, and we do land safaris in Africa, which is exciting. So I help consult guests to plan their next vacation. So that's what I do now. What I can tell you is look at the skills that you have, look at the job experience you have, write them down, apply to those jobs, and just know that the job you start out in the ship may not be the job that you stick with, and maybe your stepping stone, like that stepping stone to something else, something greater perhaps. So that's really what I want to leave you with. Like, I want to tell you that maybe the job that you get hired to do, that's not a forever job. That is a stepping stone to something else. So with that said, I need some hot water because I need to take my yogi tea soon, start getting into sleep mode. Have a sea day tomorrow, have a full day ahead. So that's really what I have for you. And good luck. Comment below, leave me some love, subscribe to my channel, and let me know your thoughts and your questions. Bye.